Okay, collectors, welcome to video number 3. This time we're going to talk about a custom-made SS officer's sword, and it's quite interesting as this sword actually walked into the MAC show last year, 2010, in October. We're now in February, about 4 or 5 months after the fact, but I thought you might like to see this particular sword because it's really interesting. It doesn't belong to me, and as long as I have it for a brief time, I thought it would be something nice for you to see. First of all, the sword, before I get it out of the bag, I want to tell you who it belonged to. There was a quite famous SS officer by the name of Hans Collani, C-O-L-L-A-N-I, and Collani was Sepp Dietrich's adjutant from 1935 to 1939. Obviously he was in the LAH, the Leibstandarte Adolf Hitler. After the war started, he fought in Poland in the early days and also in France. And then in March 1942 he became the commander of the SS Division Viking. So that's a famous name with most collectors. Later on he became the commander of the Nederland Volunteer Panzergrenadier Regiment, and unfortunately he was wounded at the Battle of Narva in Russia in February 1944, and apparently the wound was so severe and his battalion was being overrun by Russians, he committed suicide. But Collani was a Knight's Cross winner. He had the SS Honor Dagger, he had a Totenkopfring, Iron Cross, 1st and 2nd, and also a German Cross in gold. A very famous man. So now, with that being said, I want to show you this beautiful sword. I suspect that the sword was probably made, maybe about 1937 or 1938, certainly before he was given his standard SS Degen, or Honor Degen as they called it. The sword is in an original woolen bag with a pull string top, and as you're seeing as I get it out of the bag, it has a beautiful silver hilt. It's a grosser size lion head, and what I mean by grosser size, these are hilts that were made about 1/3 larger than a normal hilt. The lion head is beautifully hand rendered, and it's also set with red faceted gemstones. What we call the P guard, obviously it's shaped in a P, that's why we call it that. The design is the traditional oak leaves, and you all know that oak leaves meant strength in Germany. That's why we see them so much. On the back strap, it's a familiar design with a floral pattern and an oval panel left if you wanted to put your monogram there. The cross guard comes down, and the quillen ends in another lion head, but the really great point about the cross guard is the languette. It has a shield, and in the center are a set of raised SS runes. And then on the reverse of the cross guard, that languette has the raised out cipher of the LAH. Very, very impressive. The grip is a black celluloid which has a wood base. Now, as nice as this hilt is, the blade is just a killer. You're going to love it. It's just really beautiful. It's in a standard steel scabbard, and I'll try not to wiggle it around too much so you can see it. But well, we'll put this here. The blade is a damascus maidenhair pattern, and it's quite interesting because the blade is done smooth about halfway down, and then at the other half there are a set of dual fullers. There's a couple of nicks in the blade where somebody must have been doing some sword fighting, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Now the upper part of the blade has raised out etched oak leaves and acorns, and it's interesting how each little sprig has one of the leaves that's shaded a little bit so that you can see contrast to the design. And on the ricasso are the stylized initials HC. I'll try to get this up so you can see it. HC, which of course stands for Hans Collani. The reverse of the blade has the exact same treatment. By the way, there's oak leaves on the spine. See the oak leaves on the blade here? The same kind of design. There's no maker mark on this particular piece. It would be nice if the hilt would come off, but of course it won't, because I'm sure that the Damascus maker would have put his signature there. I'm sure it was one of the famous people. In fact, it may have been the same person that forged the Dietrich blade, because as a matter of interest, Collani was also one of the 105 officers who sponsored the Dietrich sword. For those of you that are in the hobby, you know that the Dietrich sword on the reverse has all the names of the Dietrich's underlings who contributed for the sword, Collani being one of them. So to me, this is something that's really fantastic. It's obviously it's a piece of history. It was owned by someone who's quite famous and was a great soldier, and the beauty and workmanship in this is just tremendous. As you know, we don't see many custom silver SS swords. In fact, we all know that Himmler didn't like this kind of thing and even forbade Dietrich to wear his honor sword, but they are what they are, and what a tremendous thing to have in your collection. So I hope you all enjoy this. There's no, as I said, there's no maker mark on the blade, but boy, it sure, if I made this, I'd want somebody to know I did, but that's the way it was then. And I want to just say one other thing too. We've had some comments on the videos that I should be wearing gloves when I show these things. I just want to say I think that's silly. I wipe the weapons off after I handle them, and I think that that's adequate. And if anybody else has any suggestions or anything that they would like to see me do, drop us a line or an email, and we'd be happy to do anything that's reasonable. So we hope you like these presentations. We're going to keep doing them.